The achievements of today are the impossibilities of yesterday. Robert H. Schuller. Achievements never sprout in a single day. They are the result of countless challenges, failures, and moments of falling only to rise again. If yesterday we stumbled, still lost in the darkness, then today is the radiant dawn, ignited from that very shadow. A tiny seed, buried deep in the earth yesterday, seemed motionless, but was tirelessly breaking through its hard shell, quietly gathering strength. And today it bursts forth, stretching into a green sprout, the beginning of a mighty tree to come, just like us. Every scar, every pain, every slow step of yesterday becomes the springboard for the shining achievements of today. Success does not come by chance, but from patience and faith in the path we walk. Cherish what has passed, be it hardship or failure, for it is the foundation upon which we build today's victories. And when we realize this, our hearts lighten, filled with positive energy. Each day, we draw closer to the best version of ourselves. If everything seems under control, you're just not going fast enough, Mario Andretti. Life and career are not a leisurely stroll, but a journey of stepping beyond comfort zones to reach new heights. When you're driving on a smooth road, free of dust and obstacles, you feel comfortable and secure. But in that moment, your speed is merely average. To break through, to reach new peaks, the road ahead will surely have sharp turns, stronger headwinds, and your heart will race. That very lack of complete control is the sign you're truly accelerating, truly moving far. Life is the same. If everything feels too easy, too familiar, you're likely still in your comfort zone where growth is scarce. On the other hand, challenges, moments of anxiety or unease, are the stepping stones to your breakthrough, to discovering a stronger version of yourself. So don't fear when life moves too fast or when you face pressure. See it as a sign you're on the right path toward your dreams, toward untapped potential. For only by daring to step beyond absolute control can we truly reach extraordinary achievements. If you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. Benjamin Franklin. Busy people aren't overwhelmed by tasks. They know how to organize, prioritize, and discipline themselves in every moment. An idle person may have an entire day, but easily wastes it on meaningless things. Meanwhile, a busy person understands that time is the most precious asset, so every second is used to its fullest. That's why, when given a new task, they know how to fit it into their schedule, handling it swiftly and effectively. A busy person is like a rushing river, sweeping away obstacles to flow forward. In contrast, an idle person is like a stagnant pond. Even a leaf dropped in may linger indefinitely. It's their energy, discipline, and focus that make busy people reliable for getting things done. What's the lesson for us? Live like a busy person, not always piling on pressure, but managing time wisely, staying in motion, always moving forward. In doing so, you'll not only accomplish more, but also inspire those around you. I am grateful for what I am and have. My gratitude is perpetual. Henry David Thoreau. Gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion, but the foundation for finding peace in the soul. When we are grateful, everything we possess, big or small, becomes precious. A family meal, a familiar smile, a morning breathing fresh air, all become priceless gifts. Gratitude also reminds us that behind every success are the shadows of others. Parents who sacrificed, teachers who guided, friends who stood by, or even strangers who offered opportunities. That's why gratitude is perpetual, for some debts cannot be repaid with material things, only with a kind heart, a life lived generously, and love given freely. If life is a journey, gratitude is the lamp that lights the way. It keeps us from losing ourselves in ambition, ensures we never forget our roots, and warms our hearts amid life's chaos. Remember, true wealth is not measured by possessions, but by appreciating and giving thanks for every small thing we have. When we sow the seed of gratitude, life blossoms with happiness and serenity. The moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. Kobe Bryant. In life, there are times we grow weary, wanting to stop, to surrender, because the challenges seem too great. But remember, the moment you give up is the moment you hand victory to someone else, not because they're better or stronger, but because you abandoned your own chance. Life is like a long race. Some run fast, some run slow, some fall and get back up. Victory isn't always about speed, but about perseverance. The winner isn't necessarily the one who starts best, but the one who dares to go the distance. A raindrop falls on a rock, doing no harm at first, but with persistent drops, day after day, it carves a deep mark. So too, with us, perseverance is the quiet strength that overcomes all obstacles. Giving up means stopping the sowing, never seeing the harvest that was meant to be yours. So when you feel like stopping, remember why you started. Remember that every step, however small, brings you closer to your goal. And most importantly, never let someone else win just because you gave up. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I hope that I will have no talent left and can say, I used everything you gave me. Erma Bombeck. Each person is born with a seed of talent, a unique gift bestowed by the Creator. But that gift is not meant to be hidden or buried. It's meant to be used, to shine, to be offered to the world. At the end of life's journey, we stand before eternal light. The most beautiful thing is not how much fame or wealth we carry, but that we can smile and say, I lived fully, I loved wholeheartedly, I fulfilled everything you placed within me. To live like that means daring to blaze, to challenge, to fail, and to rise again. It means leaving no dream unfinished, no potential overlooked. Like a candle, its purpose is to burn brightly until the final moment, not to remain untouched in the dark. This message reminds us, don't fear running out. Fear never daring to use your full potential. Let each day be proof that you've lived truly, fully, and turned your life into a thank you to the one who gave you the gift of existence. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Anne Frank. We can begin right now with the smallest actions in our everyday lives. The world isn't just grand things out there. It starts with the way we look, the words we share, the hands we extend. An encouraging smile, a heartfelt thank you, a kind act for a stranger, all are pieces that make the world gentler and more worth living in. Imagine if each person sowed a seed of kindness today. Tomorrow, humanity would live in a radiant garden. We don't need to wait until we're wealthy, famous, or powerful to contribute. Even when we're small, still struggling in ordinary life, we can still share a piece of our light to dispel the darkness around us. And in those moments, we realize that improving the world isn't just one person's mission, it's a privilege for us all. How wonderful to understand that every day we live is a chance to make the world a better place. Without labor, nothing prospers. Sophocles. Labor is the root of all results, the bridge that carries us from dreams to reality. Without sweat shed, without hands sewing, there will never be golden harvests or sturdy structures that shape a nation's face. A tiny grain of rice becomes a fragrant bowl only through seasons of sun and rain, through the toil of farmers enduring heat and storms. A modern city, glowing with lights, exists only because of the tireless hands of builders, engineers, workers. Labor is the breath, the heartbeat of society. Prosperity is never a gift dropped from the sky. It is the crystallization of every drop of sweat, every moment of effort. An individual seeking to rise must work tirelessly. A community seeking stability must labor together, and a nation seeking prosperity must rely on the diligence of its people. Labor not only brings wealth, but also forges character, patience, discipline, creativity, and pride. Through labor, we find our true value, that we don't just exist, but we create, leaving our mark on life. Remember, prosperity begins with our own hands and will. When we labor with a passionate heart, the rewards are not just material, but also joy, serenity, and a brighter future for generations to come. The hardest thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Amelia Earhart. Deciding to act is the most courageous moment, for it forces us to step out of comfort, face the fear of failure, and confront our own doubts. But once we dare to begin, the path ahead becomes less daunting. At that point, tenacity becomes our most faithful companion. Tenacity helps us push through weary days, keeps our faith steady through failures, and leads us step by step to our goal. A towering mountain may intimidate us before we climb, but once we take the first step, every breath, every slow stride proves our enduring strength. Like a flame, as long as we dare to spark the first light, keeping it burning long relies on patience and resolve. So, if you stand before a dream, don't let hesitation hold you back. Deciding to start is half the journey to success. The rest, just stay tenacious, will surely lead you to the place you long for. Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. Babe Ruth. In baseball, a strike doesn't mean the end. It's just a test. So too in life, every failure isn't a full stop, but a lesson, a step closer to success. Failure teaches us what's not right, hones our skills, strengthens our will, and forges our spirit. Each fall is a chance to rise more firmly, and that chain of failures, if embraced and viewed positively, becomes the solid foundation for reaching the explosive moment, the home run in your life. Remember, no one becomes great without tasting failure. Edison endured thousands of failed experiments before lighting up the world. A great baseball player isn't one who's never struck out, but one who turns every strike into a stepping stone to hit harder next time. So don't fear failure. Each stumble is a running start, and trust that, with perseverance, one day you'll hit the home run, the brilliant success waiting for you ahead. A definite purpose is the starting point of all achievement. Clement Stone. Without a lighthouse, a ship wanders lost in the dark. Without a purpose, we circle endlessly in life's haze. A clear purpose is the compass, the anchor, showing us where to go, what to do, and why to keep moving forward. A seed only sprouts when it knows to root in the soil and stretch its leaves to the sky. So too with us when we have purpose, we know how to focus our energy, time, and faith to rise. Achievement is never random. It's the inevitable result of a directed journey. Your purpose might be to excel in your craft, bring happiness to your family, or leave a legacy for the world. Big or small, once defined, it becomes the drive that wakes you each morning, the strength that holds you steady when obstacles strike. Greatness begins with a specific goal. When you know what you want, you'll find the path, and with the path, you'll create achievement. Thus, defining your purpose isn't just the start, it's the most critical step in whether you can reach the heights. We must believe that we are gifted for something, and that this thing, at whatever cost, must be attained. Marie Curie. Each person is born with a spark, a unique gift bestowed by the Creator. The question is whether we have enough faith to see and nurture that spark. Belief is the key that unlocks the door to talent, while determination turns that talent into achievement. Without faith in ourselves, talent remains dormant, like a seed never meeting soil. But when we dare to believe we were born for it, every difficulty becomes just a challenge to overcome. A violinist. He doesn't just have nimble hands, but an unwavering belief that his music must resonate. That belief drives him to practice daily, surmount countless mistakes, until one day his violin plays a melody that silences the world. Believing in your gift isn't arrogance, it's a responsibility. The duty not to waste that gift. For talent isn't just for us. It's meant to be shared with the world. And when we resolve to attain it at any cost, not only are we lifted, but the world around us is illuminated too. The best way to find out what we truly need is to get rid of what we don't. Marie Kondo. In life, we're often like travelers, carrying a bulky backpack, stuffed with memories, dreams, worries, and trivial habits. But the further we go, the more we realize not everything is necessary. What slows us down isn't the rugged road, but the excess baggage we cling to. Thus, true wisdom lies not in gathering more, but in the courage to let go. When we shed what's unneeded, unrealistic desires, toxic relationships, fleeting ambitions, the essentials shine through, clear as a gem amid dust. An overgrown garden, weeds choke the paths, fallen leaves cover the way, hiding precious flowers. Only when the gardener patiently clears, prunes, and tills does the flower have a chance to bloom. Our lives are the same. By letting go of what's not, we find what is simple, enduring values. And then our souls lighten, our steps grow free, as if the whole world opens its arms to welcome us. So be a mirror reflecting yourself, and recall the times you thought it was all too hard and you'd never make it through. Morgan Harper Nichols. Perhaps, deep down, we've all stood before a mountain of challenges, looking up and thinking it's too high to climb. In those moments, our hearts tremble, our feet heavy, and we tell ourselves, I can't. Yet somehow, we kept going, slowly but surely, and reached the summit. This quote calls us to look back at ourselves as if into a mirror. In that mirror, we see not just who we are now, but the moments we fell, doubted, and rose again. Every crack, every tear, every scar from the past is proof of the strength we carry today. What we once called impossible yesterday has become overcome today. Like a river blocked by stones, it finds a way to flow, winding or even carving through rock to move forward. You are the same, stronger than you ever imagined. So the next time life tests you, look into the mirror of your memories. Let that reflection remind you, I've overcome before, and this time I will too. If you tell the truth, You don't have to remember anything, Mark Twain. Truth is inherently simple, but we often complicate it with layers of concealment and lies. When we lie, we must build more layers, remembering what we said yesterday, to whom, and how to avoid slipping up today. Thus, the mind grows heavy, like someone carrying a massive ledger of fabrications to avoid being caught. In contrast, choosing truth frees the soul. No scheming, no pretending, no crafting words to fit a made-up story. We just need to be ourselves. And in that honesty, we find the purest freedom, a life unburdened, unafraid, a crystal-clear lake. When light shines down, everything reflects clearly, nothing hidden. A lie is like mud stirred up, clouding the water, obscuring the depths. So, speak truth, not just for others to trust you, but for your own peace of mind. For when you don't need to remember anything, you can devote your mind to what truly matters: joy, love, and serenity. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive, Elbert Hubbard. Many of us live like we're in a high-stakes chess game, calculating every move, fearing every loss, every mistake. We stress ourselves out, forgetting that life is a journey, not a brutal competition. In truth, no one escapes life while still living. This means, no matter how serious you are, how tightly you control things, there will always be surprises, mistakes, and moments beyond your plan. And from those very things come life's joy, surprises, and beauty. Watch a child at play. They don't worry about tomorrow or weigh gains and losses. They live fully in the moment, laughing when they fall and rising to run again. That's the reminder for us. Don't live too heavily. Learn to let go, enjoy, and smile at life's unexpected turns. Life becomes lighter when you see it as a melody, sometimes low, sometimes high, with off-key notes, but all weaving into the beautiful symphony called human life. A man shouldn't fear death, but he should fear never beginning to live, Marcus Aurelius. Death is certain. Like the sunset at day's end, no one escapes it. So, fearing death is merely a fleeting shadow in the mind. Far more frightening is a life passing by without truly living, never daring to love, to dream, to step beyond safety, to taste life's sweet and bitter flavors. A person standing forever by a riverbank, watching the water rush by, yearning but never diving in to feel its cool embrace. In the end, the river keeps flowing, time marches on, and they carry the regret of never joining life's current. That is the greatest loss. To begin living means daring to embrace experiences, to fail, to let your heart tremble before the new. A short life full of experiences is worth more than a long one empty of meaning. So don't waste your youth merely existing. Start living today, for that's the only way to conquer the greatest fear, a life never truly lived. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you've come. Remember all you've faced, all the battles you've won, and all the fears you've overcome. In life's journey, sometimes we falter before a steep climb, wondering if we have the strength to go on. Doubts creep in, urging us to turn back. But in those moments, don't look at the road ahead, look back at the path you've traveled. Every scar, every tear, every fall, followed by rising again. Each is proof of your true strength. You faced fears that seemed insurmountable, won battles you thought you'd lose. So why doubt yourself now? Picture a mountain climber. Exhausted, he sees the peak as too far, too hard. But when he looks back, he sees the vast valley below, the winding path he's conquered. That sight becomes his strength, reminding him, if I've come this far, there's no reason I can't go further. Every step of yesterday is proof of today's strength. And every time you surpass yourself, you prove the road ahead is just another challenge you can conquer. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door, Milton Berle. Don't just sit and wait. If there's no door, build one yourself. Building a door means actively creating opportunities through effort, creativity, and constant learning. An artist doesn't wait for inspiration to paint. They create inspiration with their first brushstrokes. An entrepreneur doesn't dream of a perfect market. They create markets with bold ideas. A blank wall, seemingly blocking you from the world beyond. If you only wait, the wall remains a wall. But if you dare to lay the first brick, a frame takes shape, and one day, light will pour through the door you built with your own hands. Opportunity isn't a gift handed to you. It's a bridge you build. And when that door opens, you'll see true power lies not in luck, but in your own courage. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. If we planted a seed 20 years ago, today we'd have a shady tree, a harvest of sweet fruit to enjoy. But if we missed that chance, regretting or lamenting won't make the seed grow. The only thing we can do is plant it now, for the present is always the most precious gift. It gives us a second chance to start, to make up, to create a different future. No matter how many opportunities you've missed, no matter your age or circumstances, the moment you decide to act is still the best time. A person sitting under a lush tree, enjoying shade on a sweltering summer day. That tree exists only because someone planted a seed years before. And today, if you start, 20 years from now, someone, perhaps you or the next generation, will be grateful for the seed you sowed. The lesson is clear. Don't let past regrets stop you from planting for the future. The best time to start was yesterday, and the next great opportunity is today. Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons. Woody Allen. Money isn't everything, but it's a key that opens many basic doors in life, from a full meal, a roof against the rain, to opportunities for education, healing, and sometimes even peace of mind. Poverty, on the other hand, isn't just material lack. It brings constant worry, insecurity, and limited choices. The poor may dream big, but often must trade time, health, and happiness just to meet basic needs. Money, when used wisely, becomes a tool, not a shackle. It's like water. Guided well, it irrigates fields. Left unchecked, it can sweep everything away. And so, the difference lies not in money itself, but in how we view and use it. Thus, money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons, is a humorous yet profound reminder. Treat money as a means to improve life's quality, not as the ultimate goal. For true wealth is measured not just by money in your pocket, but by peace in your mind and the value you sow in life. I'm not young enough to know everything, Oscar Wilde. When young, we often think we know it all, believing the world fits neatly in our hands, our reasoning absolute. But as we grow, through experience and setbacks, we realize a knowledge is an endless ocean, and what we know is but a drop amid vast waves. Not young enough. Here is a metaphor for maturity. As we age, we see our limits, learn humility, and accept that knowledge is never complete. The young are often bold because they haven't yet been taught life's painful lessons. The seasoned know that doubt, humility, and a hunger to learn are the keys to true wisdom. The message behind this quote is clear. Maturity isn't knowing everything, but knowing you'll never know it all. And that drives us to keep learning, exploring, opening our hearts and minds to life. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the truly great make you feel that you, too, can become great. Mark Twain. In life, you'll meet two kinds of people. Those small in spirit, lacking the courage to chase dreams, who choose to mock or diminish others' ambitions, and those truly great, who inspire you to believe you can achieve greatness too. Words of scorn or criticism can be like stones thrown into a river, causing ripples for a moment, but if you hold on to them, they become burdens dragging you down. In contrast, sincere encouragement from someone truly great can ignite your faith, like a small spark growing into a blazing torch to light your path. So choose your companions wisely. Steer clear of those who try to hold you back, for they see the world through a narrow lens. Draw near to those who uplift you, for they see the potential in you even when you doubt yourself. The message is clear. Who you become is shaped greatly by those you choose to listen to. Surround yourself with those who make you believe you, too, can be great.